I'll give you a quick tip. So you can see how I'm squaring all this up. I'm making sure we are 90 degrees, the length and the width are the same. But when you're measuring across the angle, yeah, if you get yourself one of these out of your box of bits and bobs and tricks, because I have already weld prepped these, I haven't got a point to work to. If you hold that there, you then have a point to work to, because that 45 degrees runs straight through to the end of here. Yeah? So then what I'm doing, you put it on the point that side, come across, and I'm measuring to that corner there. And I know it's square because I've just checked it. So this one is 1,868 and that side is 1,868, which means we are square and true. I left one of these slightly long for some unknown reason. It was 2 mil over. I don't know how I made that mistake. And those, I haven't cut them. They're still the original length. I thought I cut them. So I've got to cut the centre spines to length now. I know, I thought I did, but obviously I didn't do it, did I? Right, back to work. Right, people, how are we doing? So we're getting on with this now. You've seen, hang on, press my button. We've done the floor. I've did something slightly different on this floor to what I normally do. Normally you'll see me weld the drops, which are like the sides, like in there kind of thing, the drops, yeah? Then I flip it over, clamp it down, fully weld it. Then I lineage all the welds back. This one, I haven't done that. I've left the welds. So, you know, all the welds look, don't work very well on that one. See, so we've got all decent, nice little welds all over, and it's the same underneath. So I've left them. So what I've done, let me see. You see how the chassis is not on the table? It's sitting on packers. Packers, big ass washers. So everywhere there's a clamp, all the way around and in the middle, under these. So this is technically hovering. I think they're 4mm washers or something like that. 4mm. Hang on, where's this? This is 3mm. It just fits, look. So 3mm washers. So yes, this chassis is going to be 3mm shorter, but I'm leaving the weld on because someone said, what if we want to keep the welds? Left the welds. Then it's down to person if they want to grind them off when they're putting their flat floor on. But the welds aren't that proud because we've done our weld prep. We know all the welds inside. So, you know, you get away with it. That's 3mm off the table and the welds are clearing the table. So it's not going to be that bad. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. Anyway, so main hoops in. As you can see, I have them, well, when I make them, they're slightly long. And when I mean slightly, that is what I've cut off. Yeah? And if you think the chassis is 3mm, that's about, I'm not going to lie, it's about 3-4mm. So that one was really close. And this one is probably an extra couple of mil on that one. So I can live with that. Because wastage, that chassis I'm doing over there, that one, that's the waste. And that is off, not that one. Yeah, that's off a different car. So that's my waste. So, you know, we have to try and make sure that everything, oh, and plus that one over there that I do. We use everything. So all I've done under here, as you've seen before, is I just mark out on the weld where the tube's going to sit using a piece of tube. So I've got a piece of tube like this, put it over the weld, measure my weld in. So I do 6mm, and then I mark around with a marker pen inside and out, and then I just lineage through, just through the weld, not into the actual base. Popped it on. It's not clamped in at the minute. It's just sitting there. And we are at 0 degrees. So it's pretty fucking square, isn't it? Oh, we've got a bit of dirt. 0.5. 0.05. So, you know, we are pretty close on measurements. So yeah, so now what I'm going to do is get that in its final place. And then we've got to cut the legs down the same. These front legs are a little bit longer. I know I added like 3 inches on the end for some reason. So we've got to do that. Then we've got to notch the end. We can get them in. Dash bar. Got to go in. We'll make up this bar because I've got the end caps for it. So I've got the measurements for that. And yeah, we'll rock and roll. I've re-tapped my holes because some of them at the back were a bit full of shit. So I just did all the ones I'm going to use. But yeah, it's getting there. Not bad for day 2. I want these front in. I want these in today. Dash bar, back bar in today. This is just going to have like the bent bars like that. Like the, you know, the newer stuff that everybody runs. Yeah. And it's having front subframe on it, standard tower bolt size. I might have somebody interested in this one already. This one, maybe Honda, again, another one. So, but it uses tower bolts and the standard rear half of the subframe. So, there's a few people that are interested in them. It's just this chap's basically showed a lot of interest. So, we'll see how we get on. Right then, I'm going to crack on, get that in its final position. And I'll tack it in, I think. I'll tack that in. Then we'll start on the front legs. There we go. Right. I'll take my bloody earphones out. So, give you a little bit of information. Just see if anybody remembers. So, front legs are going in. As you can see, they come in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out until I get it right. So, we are down flush on the chassis. So, I've done a weld prep on the bottom there as well. You probably saw me mark. What I might try and do is slow down the time lapse because it's really fast. So, as you can see, I've cleaned out the weld where the tubes can sit. And then we are notched. Yeah? We are an even notch. So that one's in. So what I've done is I've just took my first notch on here. So I've took some of the length away. So this tube was square up against here. Yeah? And I know the cutter I use is a 38mm. Yes, this is a 45mm tube. But I don't use a 45mm cutter, I don't use a 45mm cutter when I'm going to a bend. Because that's 45mm. That isn't 45mm, yeah? From the deformation, it's over 38, but it's under 45. So I always go 38. You can see how we're sitting up. There's a gap here. And we are sitting against the corners. So once I get my dimensions correct, I just take that little bit of corner off. Otherwise, the 45mm, it's way out here. But anyway, let's get to where I was. So this tube is cut square up against there, running out. If you look down here, this is... Oh, what the fucking hell have I done with that ruler again? With the ruler in hand. So we can see now that I am past the floor, what, 6mm, 5, 6mm. So when that cut up there, you square against the main hoop, I want 15mm overall to come off because of the notch. Now, I sit my tube 5mm back, 6mm back. So I know I need to be sticking out 10mm past here. Yeah? So you need to work out your measurements. So when this is square up against the main hoop, it's sticking over the front 10mm. Well, that's my dimensions, basically. Yeah, you get me? And then you'll start notching something. It's echoing. As I start notching the back away, this tube goes back. So hanging off the edge here is 5mm, say? And I want to go 5, 6mm on. So I know I need to cut off another 10mm. Yeah, so my notch up here needs to be 10mm off this main hoop. And as you can see, I'm all 3mm in. So I will put a mark here now on 10mm, and that will tell me where to bring the cutter back. So when I'm lining up this notch, when this tube is square, unnotched and pushed against here, see my mark there, marker pen? Just mark the top and the bottom where the tube, this tube, touches this tube. Yeah, and that's where you just notch straight through like that. It's so simple. And then you get a nice even notch. So I'm going to take another, bloody hell, just so I'm going to mark that 10mm, so I need to take off another 7mm. And once I've taken out that 7mm, these will get rounded, so you'll fit like a diamond. Yeah? So it's awkward, you have to keep going in, out, in, out, in, out, but it's worth the work. Do you know what I mean? It's all maths. It's all it is, it's just maths. But when you take a notch, never take full depth of notch. Always leave a bit of material. Because if you're slightly off, you can correct it. Do you know what I mean? In the notcher. And I've just got this cheapo Stakes' one. And I gave up, because you're supposed to have a nut and bolt in here. I should put a G-clamp on it now. And then you'll put that on there like that. Zero it, put it on top of your tube, and just add the degrees that you want. Simple pimple. Right, let's get this one finished notching. And then we shall tack the bottoms, tack the back, and make our dash bar. Flying down this now, eh, people? Flying. Just something else as well. When using these notches, once you find your notch that you want, yeah? So you've notched through. Before you take it out, I do this. So I put a mark on there and then drag my pen down the tube. So you know when you take it out, when you put it back in, you can clock the tube until they're in line. And then you know your notches are going to be in line. You know then as well, if you need to clock it a degree either way, because you're off on your notch, you can just clock it a little bit or a little bit. It just gives you repetition on getting it back in exactly the same place. That one's there for my smaller tube. So yeah, that is just a little trick I found for taking it in, pulling it out, in, out, in, out. Just draw a line on it. Yeah? Sweet. Right, so the wife has called. We are going to the father-in-law's house, so I gotta call it a day. So we are on day 2. It's only 6:15. I haven't put that many hours in, to be honest, and we haven't done too bad, have we? So I'll give you a quick rundown on where we are. So floor's done. Their main frame is in. Roof bar is just resting there because I'm playing with my design. I'm trying to play with my design just to, you know, make it a little bit different to everyone. Dash bars in. We're all notched on the dash bars. I am tempted to move these up, but we'll leave it like this for now on this one. So yeah, roof bars in. That notch turned out nice, even though that, to me, is the hardest bar on the car. Blah, 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 blah. I've just started making these rear stay legs. This has still got to have a little bit more fettling to get it to be the way I like it. So that's that. These are these little things that go in there. They are a nice fit. So you didn't see me put them in earlier, but they do go all the way in. So yeah, give one's here to be notch that one end. So blah blah blah. These are in, that's in, this is in, that's in. Screen bars up there. So we haven't done too bad in 2 days. The one bar I've cut there is the one door bar. I've got to cut another 3 door bars, bend them to 30 degrees, put it in. So door bar. That's got to go in. These have got to go in. Finish off the rear. it's going to be January before I can get the materials to do the radius arms. So I'm probably not going to be able to come in here tomorrow. It's Christmas Day. So next week sometime I'll come back in. We'll finish off that bar. So we'll finish this bar, make this bar. We can make the bar that goes across here. We could do the bars that go here, door bars. And then we've got to start making all the bits for the subframe. Right. Thanks for watching. I don't know how long this is going to be when I edit it because it's all in time lapse. And my time lapse does go 9,000 miles an hour. So I might slow it down a little bit. So yeah, this is part 1 of my time lapse through my chassis. Right. Catch you in the next one. See you later, people.